Tonight, on Tolkien Mysteries, we explore the cryptic, we explore the puzzling, we explore the strange, the baffling, the enigmatic, the inexplicable. Many aspects of the Tolkien Legendarium remain unknown to this very day. Join us tonight as we examine 3 mystifying stories of characters that have gone missing. This is Tolkien Mysteries.
There are few events in the Legendarium more tragic than the 3 kinslayings. During the First Age, elves have slain one another in great numbers on 3 separate occasions. During the second kinslaying, Doriath is attacked by the sons of Feanor. King Dior, heir of Thingol, is slain in the battle. But what of his children? Tonight we ask, what happened to the sons of Dior? Where did they go? Did they survive? Or did they perish in the wilderness? The fate of the sons of Dior is now, and may forever remain, a Tolkien mystery. And later,
it is known that the story of the Silmarils is rife with bloodshed and despair. Maedhros and Maglor, the eldest sons of Feanor, are the only 2 to survive the War of Wrath. The Valar seized the Silmarils from Morgoth, but in the end, they ended in the hands of Maedhros and Maglor. We know Maedhros came to a fiery end, but where is Maglor? Does the only remaining son of Feanor still live to this day? Could he still be out there? We may never know. This and other things are now, and may forever remain, a Tolkien mystery. And finally,
in the Third Age, the Valar did not openly move against Sauron. But they were not idle. The Valar sent the 5 Istari to Middle-earth. The fates of the Grey, the Brown, and the White are ultimately known. But what of the Blue? Where are the 2 blue wizards? Why did they never return? Did they survive the Third Age? This and other things may forever remain a Tolkien mystery.
join us for all this and more on tonight's episode of Tolkien Mysteries. Hey there, I'm Danny J.
And I'm Joel N.
I'm Trevor D.
And we are
Keep on Tolkien.
Yeah.
How's it going, you guys?
How's it going?
What's up?
Welcome back for episode 94.
Yes.
And we've got a very special episode for you guys today.
Yeah, since you all loved it so much, because we loved it too, it's Tolkien Mysteries 2. Looking at you. Look at that. All that rhymed. Holy shit.
You're a professional.
Wow.
So Tolkien Mysteries 2 today, and we've got this one, specifically the Missing Persons Edition.
Ooh. Remember that show Missing? Do you remember that show? That was
Absolutely, yeah.
Late at night, and it would just be like this person, then it would go, missing. Wow. Great early 2000s television. You can tell I didn't sleep at night, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, today we'll be covering 3 Tolkien mysteries dealing with the unexplained disappearance of characters.
Yes. And we will also have, what, Trevor?
What are we having? Bits?
Yeah, bits. Yes. So we got a lot of bits coming at you, coming your way. But we've also got info and excerpts, just like you used to. And then some of our own theories and, other fun ones we've heard along the way.
Yeah, some you might be familiar with, maybe some not.
Yeah.
But either way, let's get right down into it, you guys.
Let's do it.
Oh, this is so much fun. We had so much fun with the last episode, we had to do another one.
Yes, we had to do another one, and we want to do these until all three of us are dead.
Till we can't speak any longer.
Yeah, until we can no longer draw breath.
All right, friends. Well, let's get into them.
Yeah. Roll that first mystery row. It was a dark and stormy night when a messenger came out of Assyriand to the caves of Menegroth. There sat Dior, king of Doriath, upon his throne. The messenger bore a strong box. Dior opened it and looked inside. He beheld the Nauglamir, set with the most beautiful and treacherous jewel ever crafted by hand, a Silmaril. Dior knew that this was a token that his parents, Baron and Luthien, were finally dead at last. Dior kept the jewel in Doriath, and it was not long before word came to the sons of Feanor. They are bound to their terrible oath to reclaim the Silmarils by any means necessary. They prepare for an assault on Doriath. They will kill all who stand in their way. In 506 of the First Age, the sons of Feanor attack Menegroth, and there elf slew elf in the second kinslaying. The sons of Feanor ravaged the city. Many are killed, and eventually Dior and his wife Nimloth were slain. Dior managed to kill Celegorm in single combat. Urfin and Caranthir, too, were slain. The daughter of Dior escaped with the Silmaril and made it to the havens of Sirion, where it was safe, for now. Dior's two young sons, Elured and Elurin, are found by the followers of Celegorm and captured. Embittered by the escape of the Silmaril and the death of their master, the followers of Celegorm abandoned the 6-year-old twins in the forest, left there to die. Maedros later regretted this decision and was consumed by guilt. He sought for them far and wide. The brothers were nowhere to be found. And so they pass into legend. But what happened to the sons of Dior? Did they survive being abandoned in the woods at such a young age? If they did survive, will we ever hear from them again? Will they perhaps one day emerge from the shadows to claim their place as Thingol's heir? We may never know. The whereabouts and ultimate fate of the brothers will, for now, remain a Tolkien mystery. Wow, that was a heck of a lot of fun, guys.
Ooh.
Mystery number 1.
Chills, right? Chills.
So for the first one, you may have grasped we're talking about Elured and Elurin.
Yeah, and where the fuck are they?
Yeah,
this is
they go?
the where the fuck are they edition of where in the world is fucking Elured and Elurin.
So just to kind of cover what we're talking about here, so Elured and Elurin are the sons of Dior, and Dior was the only son of Baron and Luthien,
As you may remember.
and Dior reclaimed Doriath after Doriath's original sacking.
Yeah, there was that whole thing where the dwarves, your precious dwarves, fucked up.
My people.
They slew Thingol for his insult, and then sacked
haughty
the city
words.
of Doriath. Yeah.
The Sindar are super happy to have a leader again. And,
Yeah.
and so they set off to renew the kingdom of Doriath. And everything is cool. For a little while.
Yeah, for a little while.
We have an excerpt from the Quenta Silmarillion, chapter 22 of The Ruin of Doriath, read by Danny.
Now Dior, Thingol's heir, bade farewell to Baron and Luthien, and departing from Lanthir, Lamoth, with Nimloth, his wife, he came to Menegroth, and abode there, and with him went their young sons, Elured and Elurin, and Elwing, their daughter. Then the Sindar received them with joy, and they arose from the darkness of their grief for fallen kin and king, and for the departure of Melian. Dior Eluchil set himself to raise anew the glory of the kingdom of Doriath.
Eventually, Dior inherited the Nauglamir, which is a fun word, by the way.
Nauglamir, what does that mean? Do you remember, guys?
Necklace of the dwarves.
Yeah, necklace of the dwarfs. Beep, 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 beep. Yeah, because
technically, necklace of the Naugrim.
of the Naugrim. It's
Naugrim.
Actually a slur. Remember?
Yeah.
The Naugrim is technically a slur that the elves invented, which means the stunted people.
Mm-hmm.
So what, dwarves owned it with the Nauglamir?
I guess
No,
so.
the elves call it the Naugrim.
Oh, that's right. The elves are the ones that named that.
Yeah, that's rude.
Yeah.
Elves are rude.
Yeah, elves are fucking rude.
They're a little
That's
stuck
why
up.
the dwarves killed them for this insult.
That's fair. Well, this Nauglamir, actually, it also contains one of the Silmarils, so it's, I guess worth it.
Yeah, it does have that sweet, sweet Silmaril embedded inside of it.
We have an excerpt from that same chapter, Quintus Silmarillion 22, of the Ruin of Doriath.
Long did Dior gaze upon the Silmaril, which his father and mother had brought beyond hope out of the terror of Morgoth, and his grief was great that death had come upon them so soon. But the wise have said that the Silmaril hastened their end, for the flame of the beauty of Luthien as she wore it was too bright for mortal lands. Then Dior arose, and about his neck he clasped the Nauglamir, and now he appeared as the fairest of all the children of the world, of threefold race, of the Edain, and of the Eldar, and of the Maiar of the Blessed Realm.
Damn, that's really cool. I love that excerpt. Super awesome.
The threefold race. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
pretty cool. I
threefold
think
race.
he's the only one that's threefold like that, with the Maiar.
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
There's other half-elvens, but I don't know that any of them
Got that Maya.
got that Maiar in there, so he's a pretty cool character. Anyway, his sons, Elored and Elorin, they live peacefully with their sister and parents in Menegroth until the dreaded oath of Feanor descends on Doriath, and Dior, essentially, he refuses to yield the Silmaril he has to the sons of Feanor.
Yeah, they send a group of people that are like, hey, hand over the Silmaril or we're going to fuck you up. Because that's what we have to do. It's not our, we
Like, we don't have a choice.
don't have a choice. We have to fuck you up.
It's their doom.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah.
It's their doom. Yeah, you want to see how people can be bound by oaths? Go back to our Doom trilogy.
Yeah,
And check out the Oaths episode.
Yeah,
that really lays it out for you.
Yeah, that was a super fucking cool episode. I really like that Doom trilogy. It was great.
And in that Doom trilogy, you will learn that the sons of Feanor sacked Menegroth in 506 First Age. Which was the second sacking of Doriath.
Yeah. Yeah, which was, I think, 2 or 3 years after the first sacking.
Not too long.
No.
Not too long after the dwarves.
No.
So Dior's sons, Elored and Elorin, are kidnapped during the sacking, and they're left to die out alone in the forest.
Yeah, super cool.
Super sad.
It's Celegorm's followers, too, which Celegorm is, in my opinion, the biggest dick of the group of dicks that is the 7 sons of Feanor.
Yeah, I think I'd have to. Celegorm and Curufin are both pretty fucking awful. Celegorm probably more so.
Yeah, fuck them. Well, good thing they both fucking die in this battle, so that's fucking nice.
Right, but their older brother, Maedros, however, he regretted this decision, and he goes out and he looks for the 2 young boys. But the boys are never found. It's presumed that they perished in the forest, but it is not ultimately known.
Yeah, who knows, right?
And we have another excerpt here from Chapter 22 of the Silmarillion of the Ruin of Doriath, read by Trevor.
There fell Celegorm by Dior's hand, and there fell Curufin, and dark Caranthir. But Dior was slain also, and Nimloth his wife, and the cruel servants of Celegorm seized his sons and left them to starve in the forest. Of this Maedros indeed repented, and sought for them long in the woods of Doriath, but his search was unavailing, and the fate of Elored and Elorin tell no tales.
It's a sad story.
Yeah, no tales told.
Damn, yeah, they literally just, erased from history. See ya.
They just fucked off out of
Nobody
history.
knows.
Yeah.
But there are some theories of what could have happened to them.
Yeah, let's get into a few of those, some more silly than others. Let's get into the wholesome one first. So it is held among the tradition of the Nandor of Osirian. If you need to know who Nandor are, go back to Sundering of the Elves episode, season 1.
Mm-hmm.
Classic KOT Gold.
Yeah, the Nandor are essentially some Sylvan elves, but
Yeah, they're wood elves of a sort. But these ones are living in Assyrian. They said that Elred and Elren were led to safety by woodland birds, beasts, and also plants. I read. All of them helped guide them in down into Assyrian, right, where they originally lived with their grandparents.
Yeah, very like Disney princess, very like Snow White or Sleeping Beauty or
Yeah, sick.
The birds and the animals will save them.
Mm-hmm.
Is that a canon theory?
No.
No.
That
Okay.
theory is mentioned in the text, but I don't know that it's necessarily.
No, they never confirm it. They're like, these group of elves believe that this happened, but it is ultimately unknown.
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha. Okay, that's cool. I mean, it's nice to have a maybe, but
yeah.
that's the only maybe we got.
Well, let's get into some KOT original theories.
Yeah. So a couple theories I had, really the two possibilities that came to my mind that I was most curious about were they were essentially lost at the end of the first age, right? So my theory is, what if they were lost during the sinking of Beleriand?
Yeah, I get mine. One of my theories kind of has this as a consequence as well.
And then another theory I had was, what about Tom Bombadil? He's somebody who lives in the woods and the forests and the wildlands, and he's been in Middle-earth longer than anybody.
Erwin Ben Adar, eldest and fatherless.
Eldest and fatherless.
Yeah.
What if he came around and saved them? Kind of like he did to the hobbits in the Old Forest, you know?
Why the fuck not, Joel?
You think maybe
Could very well be.
Could Bombadil go to Valinor?
I don't know. He's not really of their race that I know of.
Who knows?
Like, because I'm thinking
that too is a Tolkien mystery.
What if he found them and then just took them over to Valinor, and that's why we don't know anything?
Well, that'd be pretty nice of
That'd
him.
be nice of him.
Because they were innocent, right?
We kind of know Bombadil doesn't give a shit about Valinor or anybody over there, but maybe he was being nice.
Yeah, maybe he's just like, yeah, fuck it.
I'll take you guys home.
I'll go out of my way today. This is my good deed for the day.
I'd say Bombadil is, what would you say, chaotic good or...
Chaotic good, probably. Yeah. Yeah. So here's a few theories that I have. And one of them goes along with Joel's. The first one is the feral children scenario.
I didn't want to... So I saw these written down, and I really wanted to ask you about them, especially when I saw the feral child scenario.
Yeah. So...
Tell me about them.
So they essentially, out of need, they become feral elf children in the woods of Doriath, in the ruins of the old Doriath kingdom, right?
Okay.
And they live there for years and years and years. They don't even remember how to speak or anything of the sort at this juncture.
I guess they're only 6.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden, like you said, huge wave. Sinking of Valinor, dude. They didn't even know what was going on.
Sinking of Beleriand?
Because they were just eating grubs underneath logs in the forest, Okay. So so I'm just going to preface that none of mine are wholesome or cheery. None of my theories. So the second one is that the captured by Morgoth scenario. And that is that they were simply captured by any of Morgoth's cronies, brought to Angband, and
who knows what?
Who knows? Yeah,
I mean, Sauron's still around, so even if Morgoth is gone at this point, but
yeah, and there's I'm sure there's a few of them Balrogs maybe.
Oh yeah,
sticking around.
Oh yeah,
I don't know. Yeah, captured by Morgoth's leftover cronies. Or no, Morgoth is like still in full force at this point, I guess.
Is he still?
Yeah.
Oh, this
because this is fall of Doriath. Right? Yeah, so he's still, yeah.
Yep. No, you're right. He's still up there.
He technically has nothing to do with this tragedy, which is funny.
But I could totally see him getting involved. This is something it sounds like I feel like he would revel in this kind of thing.
Yeah. So yeah, Morgoth captures him, does God knows what to him. That's my theory, right? And the third theory is just the more logical one. That if you leave 2 6-year-olds in the woods by themselves, they will be eaten by wolves or other animals. I think they were eaten by wolves.
Like squirrels or something?
I mean, if the situation is right, you know?
Maybe.
I mean, how big are the squirrels in Middle Earth? Maybe there's some like dire squirrels or some shit.
Yeah, dire squirrels. I don't know. Yeah,
The dire squirrels of the southern wilds of Middle Earth.
I mean, you know, I think squirrels usually eat like nuts and things like that.
Well, these are carnivorous.
Yeah, not like elf flesh. I don't think that's like their main thing. But if they had a taste for elf flesh, why not?
They're squirrels twisted by Morgoth. Okay, it only
Okay.
makes
there you
sense.
go.
There you go. There you go.
So were the Ents around
Oh, yes.
in Beleriand in this area?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, the Ents actually helped Dior and Baron fight in a battle at one point.
Hell yeah. So what if they were saved by the Ents?
Why
I guess I
not?
could
I
see
don't know.
that.
They were in the area and they did help them before.
Right?
They did know Dior. I think that's yeah.
And would the
Actually,
Ents
that's solid.
That's solid Tolkieneering.
could the Ents survive the trip over the ocean, you think?
You think the Ents brought him to Valinor?
Well, not to Valinor say, but you know, maybe they did get brought to Middle Earth.
Oh, yeah.
After the
Ents-
sinking of Beleriand?
Yeah, the Ents make their way into Middle Earth after the sinking of Beleriand. Yeah, so
Yeah.
absolutely.
So
they
that
could've-
stands to reason.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's actually a really solid theory.
That's-
I never thought about the Ents
I
getting
never
involved.
thought of that because they
And they already did, like
they
you
did.
said. Yeah,
Yeah,
And
they did.
They know Dior, so they probably know of Dior's son.
That's at the Battle of River Askar, right? I believe when the Layla Quendi and Baron and Dior are trying to
Attack the dwarves.
attack the dwarves that just stole all the shit from Doria.
That just sacked Doriath.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's called the Golden Bed or whatever now,
Yeah.
where all they just left the treasure there.
Yeah, Rothlorien, I believe. Yeah.
There we go.
Look at that. All that.
That is some Tolkieneering, my friends.
Way to go, Trevor.
Thank you. I love theory crafting.
Theory crafting is so much fun. Tolkieneering all the way. Trevor, I think you're about to get your associate's degree in Tolkieneering.
Tolkieneering.
All right, I think that's pretty much all we got for that first mystery, guys. That was really fun. Where the fuck are they? Let us know what you think. Join the Discord. Tell us about it in the
Yeah.
episode chat.
Write us in the comments. Let us know what you think.
Yeah.
But without further ado, let's dive into our second mystery.
Hell friggin' yeah. Let us pray. That's all I wanted to say.
Roll it. The War of Wrath. The 42-year-long conflict between Morgoth and the gods themselves has just concluded. The land of Beleriand is in turmoil. The war has destroyed everything, and all its people are scattered. With the overthrow of Morgoth, the Silmarils were taken from the Iron Crown and given to Eonwe to be kept safe. But the two remaining sons of Feanor, Maedhros and Maglor, have also survived. They hear of the Silmarils being kept in the safe keeping of Eonwe, and they intend to fulfill their father's terrible oath. They know that this may be their final end, but the oath must be fulfilled. Maedhros and Maglor go to Eonwe and demand the return of the Silmarils. But Eonwe refuses. They have done great evil in the name of their oath, Eonwe says, and claim to the Silmarils is theirs no longer. The brothers are weary of their oath. They do not wish to spill more blood, but they have no other choice. Maedhros and Maglor snuck into the place where the Silmarils were kept, and there they slew the guards and fulfilled that terrible oath. Even though they had now taken their prize, the camp was roused, and they were caught. But Eonwe lets them leave, not wishing to spill more blood, and the brothers each take one of the Silmarils. But they are dismayed to find that they cannot even touch them now. The Silmarils burn in their hands like fire. Maedhros and Maglor had been corrupted by their evil deeds. Having fulfilled their oath, but now unable to bear the touch of the jewels, the brothers fell into despair. Maedhros cast himself and his jewel into a fiery chasm that had opened in the earth, ending his life. Maglor, though, was filled with grief, and he cast his blazing hot jewel into the great sea, and it was never seen again. Maglor survived, but passed into legend. He comes not into any more tales in the Legendarium. It is said by some that he wanders the shores still, singing lamentations. If this is true, where is Maglor now? Does he wander the shores to this very day? Did he ever eventually settle somewhere and lead a quiet life of regret? We may never know. The whereabouts of Maglor, son of Feanor, will for now remain a Tolkien mystery.
Wow, that was a cool one. Maglor.
Yeah, Maglor, the second eldest son of Feanor, right?
Yeah, the number two, as it were.
Number two. Always number two.
Always a number two.
Shit, he's even the second bit.
Yeah,
it's true.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we number two'd him as well.
he's number two, like Bono.
Yeah.
Well, should we tell everybody what we know about Maglor?
Yeah, let's kind of break this down a little bit.
So, Maglor, second son of Feanor, and Nerdanel?
Nerdanel.
Nerdanel.
Also a fun word. He was the greatest poet and minstrel of the Noldor, and was said to have inherited more of his mother's gentler temperament.
Right, because Feanor, known dickhead.
Yeah, he's not the how do I want to put this? He's not the most soft-spoken person.
No, that is not the case. Maglor actually wrote, after the kinslaying at Elkolanda, he wrote a poem about how sad and regretful he was. And I think it was called like The Fall of the Noldor or something like that. The translation which is very funny. So this guy he was penitent.
Yeah, he clearly had a conscience.
He had a conscience. Him and Maedhros tend to be the two that have at least some conflict over the evil shit that they do.
Mm-hmm. Not that they don't do evil shit, but they're the only ones that tend to show remorse.
Yes.
So after the War of Wrath, Maglor and Maedhros, they learned that Eonwe was keeping the remaining 2 Silmarils, and they demanded that the Silmarils be returned back to them, but as we know, Eonwe refused. And we have an excerpt here from the Quintus Silmarillion, chapter 24, of The Voyage of Eorendil and the War of Wrath, read by Danny.
But Eonwe answered that the right to the work of their father, which the sons of Feanor formerly possessed, had now perished, because of their many and merciless deeds, being blinded by their oath, and most of all because of the slaying of Dior and the assault upon the havens.
Yeah, that's really only a select few of the war crimes they helped commit.
Those are the greatest hits, as it were.
So, is there a reason why they had to take the evilest possible path? Like, I know they have the oath, but is there like...
Yeah, it's called diplomacy, man. I don't know what else to say. Like, I guess they could have tried talking their way out. Like, I don't know. Like,
were they just refused at every turn, and they're like, well, I guess we have to kill you.
Yeah, I guess we're going to have to kill all of you. Sorry.
Yeah,
we have to.
I think killing is in the oath, isn't it? They'll kill whatsoever man, elf, or
man,
creature,
elf, demon, or yet unborn. Yeah. I was just reading that to my girlfriend's son earlier. I was like, "You want to hear something?" Because I've been reading him The Hobbit, and I was like, "You want to hear something from the Silmarillion?" He's like, "What's that?" And I'm like, "It's like the Middle Earth Bible." And I read that part to him, and he was just like, "Okay, that's cool." And I was
pretty
like,
cool.
We'll get there, kid.
We'll get one step at a time, buddy.
So
we'll get there."
This is an evil oath, then.
Oh yeah.
Like it's not the elves. It's not necessarily right. Can I say it's not their fault? But it's kind of.
I mean, they still choose to take the oath, I guess.
Yeah,
so it sort of is their fault. They're bound by the oath.
They literally, when they take the oath, Trevor, they literally jump up in the air, pull out their swords, and go to their father's side and swear before Manwë to all of this shit, that they'll kill anybody who gets in their way of taking a Silmaril.
That's just an evil oath.
Yeah, it sucks.
Yeah,
Evil
as we
possessed
know.
them when they made that oath.
What's even shittier is that Feanor, before he died, could have released them from the oath, but he fucking died and just didn't say anything.
Right
So-
before the end.
Well,
In
no,
fact, he doubled down.
He doubled down and asked them to fulfill the oath.
yeah, like renew their oath.
Yeah, and then died.
That guy really is an asshole.
He is-
Yes.
he's
God
yeah.
damn.
Even
Yeah.
to the very end, Feanor is a piece of
His
shit.
dying breath, like
I love him though. I love Feanor.
he's
God, I
he's
love
so
him.
cool, but he's such an asshole.
Yeah.
He's a hell of a character. That's
Yeah,
for sure.
I fucking love Feanor.
So Maglor and his last surviving brother Maedhros, they had stolen the 2 remaining Silmarils that the Valar had retrieved from Morgoth.
Mm-hmm.
But Maglor, he intentionally tried to dissuade his older brother from doing this act. He was kind of, I don't know, I think he was starting to get tired of all the bloodshed. But ultimately, Maglor was convinced by his brother that they must do it to fulfill their oath.
Yeah, he kind of loses the argument that they have there. He's like, we could go about this a different way. And then he's just like, no, we have to kill them. Yeah, we got a little excerpt from the Quenta Silmarillion of the Voyage of Eärendil and the War of Wrath. That's chapter 22 of the Silmarillion. It is read by Joel.
Then Maglor desired to indeed submit, for his heart was sorrowful, and he said, "The oath says not that we may not bide our time, and it may be that in Valinor all shall be forgiven and forgot, and we shall come into our own in peace."
Yeah, Feanor and fucking Maedhros is just like, nah, bruh.
Nah, let's go kill some people.
Let's go kill more people.
I was just thinking, like, before you started reading that, did the oath state that they had to do this, like, as quickly as possible?
No,
Could-
it never did, and
could
that
they
was
just
that was
chill and, like,
Maglor's
wait?
that was Maglor's fucking argument. He's like, it never said that we had to do this like right away.
Yeah, like, let's go have some fun. Let's hit the bar. Like,
Yeah, yeah, dude, why not?
well, because of all the evil deeds committed by these brothers to fulfill this oath, Silmarils burned their hands.
Yeah, they're evil now, essentially.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they
Unfit to touch them jewels.
just lit on fire. Well, not really, but, like, you think if they held on to it long enough, they would light on fire?
Well, Melkor's hands are actually burned black from holding onto them. One of his names, Maglor, actually means black hand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But,
Morgoth Bauglir.
so maybe you
Maglor.
wouldn't ignite, but it would eventually kind of, like,
It would-
burn its way through.
I mean, it would burn the fuck out of you. It didn't burn its way out of Karkaroth's stomach, but it burned the shit out of the inside of it. That's for sure.
You might say it kind of smolders.
It smolders. Yeah.
Smolders, maybe not open flame, it smolders.
Yeah.
Well, Maglor could not bear this problem, and so he cast a Silmaril into the sea.
Yeah. Just see you later.
And forever afterwards, as far as we know, he wandered along the shores of the world, singing laments over the loss of the Silmaril until he faded from memory.
Yeah. However, the circumstances and date of his death, if it ever happened at all, because he is immortal, are unknown. And we've got a excerpt from Quenta Silmarillion, same chapter of the Voyage of Eärendil and the War of Wrath, read by our boy Trilldog.
And it is told of Maglor that he could not endure the pain with which the Silmaril tormented him, and he cast it at last into the sea. And thereafter he wandered upon the shores, singing in pain and regret beside the waves. For Maglor was mighty among the singers of old, named only after Daeron of Doriath. But he came never back among the people of the elves.
Where did he go?
Yeah, where did he go? Where did you come from? Where did you go? Where did you go? Maglor ho.
Maglor.
Wow.
But yeah, I mean, it's not said what ultimately happened to him, but again, we have some theories.
Yes, we definitely have some theories.
Some of our own.
So let's jump into some KOT theories.
Yeah.
I mean, personally, the one I like the most is that he still wanders the shores to this day, just lamenting in sadness and song. It just seems so, I don't know, poetically sad and appropriate for his character and all the war crimes he committed.
Yes, yes.
I hope he's staying hydrated. That much, like, crying would really get to you.
I mean, he's by seawater, so I don't imagine he's drinking that. I don't know.
Yeah.
Can elves die of dehydration? I'm not sure they can.
We haven't answered this question. Remember we asked if elves can starve to death?
Oh, that's right. Yeah,
Yeah.
that was up for debate, at least amongst KOT.
Yeah. So if anybody knows for sure if you can deprive an elf of water and food until it dies, let us know.
Well, I would like to personally think that he goes from beach to beach around Middle-earth, just soliciting his oath to people, just like reminding them of what happened.
Yeah.
You know, like if you're outside of a concert, those people are just trying to hand you their CDs.
Oh, yeah,
They're just like,
here you go.
Here you go, man. Check it out. This is what happened. This is history.
Yeah.
Let me play you my song.
Well, what do you think, Danny?
Well, I think he still lives to this day. I don't think he unalived himself or anything like that, like, Maedhros. But I think, he's around to this day, maybe even. And he probably made his way to Argentina with all the other war criminals, I think.
I think it's
it's
not a bad theory.
He's living in Buenos Aires.
Seems to be a place where a lot of those folks tend to go after their careers have wrapped up.
Yeah, historically speaking. But yeah, that's all for our theories of what happened to Maglor. Let us know if you guys have any more,
Yeah, any fun theories you guys have out there? Leave a comment or hit us up on Discord. Let us know what you think. What happened to Maglor?
Yeah, where is Maglor?
Where did he come from? Where did he go?
Where did you go, Maglor? Ho. Okay, final mystery coming up. Ready?
Let's dive right in, friends.
Roll it.
The end of the First Age was the most cataclysmic time in the long history of Middle-earth. The 42-year-long conflict saw the gods themselves join the struggle to overthrow Morgoth once and for all. Eventually, they were victorious, and Morgoth was overthrown. But the battle left the continent of Beleriand completely destroyed, sinking it into the very sea. With the downfall of Melkor, you might think that evil had been banished from the world altogether. You would be dead wrong. Sauron, one of Morgoth's greatest servants, was preparing to continue his master's evil work. Sauron began to secretly corrupt the men of Middle-earth in the east and south. There, his power and influence grew great. He prepared for an assault on the free peoples of Middle-earth. The Valar were dismayed by this emergence of the second Dark Lord. It was time for them to get involved. They decided to send some of their mightiest servants to disrupt Sauron's vie for dominance in Middle-earth. Much is known about three of their servants: Gandalf the Grey, Saruman the White, and Radagast the Brown all play significant parts in the struggle against Sauron. But what of the other two? Little is known about the two blue wizards. The Dark Slayer and East Helper were sent to the far reaches of the east and south. There, for many years, they led the resistance against Sauron. Those who would oppose Sauron were gathered to them. Though their labors are not well documented, they were nevertheless important and would prove to be very significant. The work of Morinitar and Romestamo played a key role in reducing the amount of support for Sauron in the east and south. Significant as their work was, they would eventually fade away into legend. After the fall of Sauron at the end of the Third Age, the Blue Wizards would not only never return to their home in the Blessed Realm, they would never be heard from again. What happened to these Blue Wizards? Did they perish in their task? Do they labor still, waiting for the re-emergence of evil in Middle-earth? The truth is that we may never know. The fate of the Blue Wizards is now, and will forever remain, a Tolkien mystery.
Fuck yes, the Blue Wizards. Gotta love them.
I think the Blue Wizards are likely one of my favorite Tolkien mysteries.
Same. I fucking love the Blue Wizards. They're so cool, especially because remember we used to shit on them in the early days of the podcast. We were like worthless fucking Blue Wizards.
Yeah, they didn't do anything.
And then when we started to dive into shit like the History of Middle Earth series and stuff like that for research, we found these two things we're pretty much about to read to you, but I thought that it was super cool, and I love this mystery ever since.
Yeah, they're much more important than we had previously thought.
Yes.
And I think at one point we even had to give out an apology.
We
or
did.
something.
In one of the episodes, we issued an apology to them. We shafted them hard.
Mm-hmm. Shafted by KOT.
Shafted.
That doesn't happen often.
Yeah, the only other one we did that to was Aristor.
Oh, yeah.
We have a shafted from being shafted award, and that was
shafted
Aristor.
for being shafted.
Yeah, there's a whole lore going behind the shafted shit now.
I really enjoy their names too. They've cool names for wizards.
They do.
They've actually got more names than I had previously thought. So let's get into that a little bit. So just some information on the Blue Wizards. So as we know, there were 5 wizards who went to Middle-earth, and 2 of these were clad in sea blue. And Tolkien changed their names multiple times throughout his different revisions. As we all know, Tolkien almost always has multiple versions of all of his stories due to his different revisions.
Yep. In the earlier writings, they were called Alatar, which means Radiance Lord, and Palando, which means Farfarer.
And then in a slightly later version, they were called Palisendo, the far-sighted one, and Hymenar, the Farfarer. Now, those were the 2 I don't think I had ever heard before.
Hymenar, you say, huh?
Yep, Hymenar.
Nice. Well, yeah, they were finally called Morinitar and Romastamo, which is Darkness Slayer, and East Helper, which you heard in the bit there.
I think those are definitely the coolest versions of the names they were given.
Morinitar? Yeah, that's fucking Darkness Slayer? What?
Yeah, Darkness Slayer?
It's way better than Radiance Lord.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, fuck that.
Radiance Lord? No, let's go with Darkness Slayer.
Yeah, what the hell? What was this guy actually like that you could call him both of those things? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
A badass?
Yeah.
They got nothing else. Collectively, they're known as the Ithrun Luin? What do you think?
Ithrin.
Ithrin. Yeah.
Ithrin Luin, which means the Blue Wizards.
Mm-hmm.
Of course. Yeah, and also in earlier versions of the Legendarium, the Valar Orome had chosen Alatar to send to Middle-earth to contest the will of Sauron. And Alatar decided to bring along his homie, Palando, as his companion.
He's like, if I'm going, let me bring my friend.
Let me bring my homie. He's good at this shit too. Which is funny because it seems like by their names, one of them is we were saying earlier when we were reviewing. One of them sounds like a badass motherfucker, and the other one sounds like a diplomat.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. East Helper, the diplomat.
And then Darkness Slayer.
Darkness, yeah. He's definitely like the hammer.
It's good cop, bad cop.
Exactly.
When your way doesn't work, I kill him.
Yeah, exactly.
That's exactly how I imagine
just like
it
Darkness
goes.
Slayer's just like, we done talking now? Just
he's
ready with the sword?
He's just standing in back with some evil instrument, like a hammer or a sword or a...
I hope his fucking staff looks like those cartoon caveman clubs on the top. It's it's real fucking big. It's just
like he's about to beat someone.
It's just
with it.
meaty at the end, you know? You could beat somebody's ass with it if you had to.
I would not want to have to fight Darkness Slayer.
No.
So Christopher Tolkien himself actually speculated that their association with the Valar Orome could have been because Orome was the Valar who had the greatest knowledge of the far regions of Middle-earth. He used to hunt all over Middle-earth.
All over the place.
Hence why Orome would have been the one giving this advice for where these
2 particular wizards.
For these wizards, where they ultimately ended up journeying in the east and south.
It's funny because he must have been all over the place. Because remember, Orome is the one that found the elves at Cuivienen.
Right. He's the one that finds everybody.
He gets around, dude. Orome is everywhere. He goes further than the Numenorians, and that's fucking saying something.
That is saying something. That's a feat. Because the Numenorians went everywhere.
Oh, yeah.
Well, here's a fun fact. The Blue Wizards arrived in Middle-earth during the Second Age, which is much earlier than the other wizards.
Interesting, right?
Yeah, because the other wizards came in the Third Age, early Third Age.
Yeah, you kind of associate them all together, but it's like they didn't come at the same time.
Not these guys. Maybe they had a pretty important task to get to out east.
Yeah, dude.
So essentially, they came not in the Third, but in the Second Age, around the Second Age, 1600, just about the same time that Glorfindel was reincarnated and came back as well.
Wasn't 1600 the year that the ring was forged too, I think, right?
It's a pretty important year, it sounds
It was
like.
either 1600 or 1601, I think. But yeah, it was around the same time the ring was forged. The wizards, they journeyed to the far east and far south.
And Tolkien states that they played a decisive role in the downfall of Sauron at the end of both the Second and Third Ages.
Yeah, dude.
And we've got an excerpt here from The Nature of Middle-earth, read by Danny.
His gathering of armies had not been unopposed, and his success had been much less than his hope. But this is a matter spoken of in the notes on The Five Wizards. He had powerful enemies behind his back in the east and southern lands to which he had not yet given sufficient thought. Yeah, Nature of Middle-earth. Kick ass, right?
Yeah, I still got to read through that whole book, but we've pulled some really interesting information.
Yeah, I haven't read it cover to cover either, but I have cherry-picked, I think, a decent amount of stuff from it at this juncture.
Well, during the early Third Age and until the end of the Watchful Peace, they two blue wizards were tasked with finding where Sauron dwelt, and they failed.
Yeah.
Yeah, as we know, because Sauron comes back.
Yeah. Whoops. Yeah.
Whoops.
However, they were successful in preventing the forces of the East and South from outnumbering those of the Free Peoples in the West.
Heck yeah, they did. What do they call that? Damage control. That's what they're doing out there in the East and South.
We have an excerpt from the History of Middle-earth, Volume 12, The Five Wizards, read by Joel.
But the other two Astari were sent for a different purpose. Morenitar and Romastamo, Darkness Slayer and East Helper. Their task was to circumvent Sauron, to bring help to the few tribes of men that had rebelled from Melkor worship, to stir up rebellion, and after his first fall, to search out his hiding, in which they failed, and to cause dissension and disarray among the Dark East. They must have had a very great influence on the history of the Second and Third Age in weakening and disarraying the forces of the East, who would both, in the Second and Third Age, otherwise have outnumbered the West.
Yeah, if that doesn't drive it home for y'all, like how important these guys were, like holy shit, right?
Yeah, they would have been outnumbered.
Yeah. We would have been just fucked from the start on every single battle of the Second and Third Age.
Which is a lot. That's the War of the Elves and Sauron, that's the Last Alliance, the War of the Ring, all the big decisive
Yeah.
battles with Sauron.
Yeah, Battle of the Five Armies? A loss. No.
I always
Bilbo
forget
killed.
I always forget about that one, yeah. Bilbo dead. Oh, shit. Thranduil of the Elfin.
Dead.
Dead.
All 13 dwarfs dead. Gandalf dead.
Dane 2 Ironfoot dead. Everybody.
The Hobbit ends a lot differently if the Blue Wizards fucked up.
Imagine them just like coming back from the East and being like,
What the-
seeing all the shit that happened and be like, oh.
Oh, shit. Yeah, they come back, they're like toking on a joint or something.
Yeah,
like, hey, guys, we had a good time out. Oh.
Oh, no, dude.
Oh, shit.
We should have tried harder.
Well, that's about all that is known in canon about the two blue wizards, but there are some theories.
Yes. Let's get into what we call the failure theory, right?
And this is a theory that's mentioned in earlier versions of the texts.
Mm-hmm. And it speculates that the wizards failed and straight up became servants of Sauron.
Which I kind of...
It's kind of fucked.
It's kind of cool.
Yeah. A letter from 1958 has Tolkien speculating on this theory, which is really funny because in this letter, it feels like he's talking about the Legendarium as if he didn't write it, which is super funny.
Yeah. He's speculating on
his own work.
His own works as if he doesn't know.
Yeah, it's super fucking funny. And Trevor's going to read it from you. It's from letter 211 of the Letters of J.R.R. Tolkien.
I really do not know anything clearly about the other two wizards, since they do not concern the history of the Northwest. I think they went as emissaries to distant regions, east and south, far out of Númenorian range, missionaries to enemy-occupied lands, as it were. What success they had, I do not know, but I fear that they failed, as Saruman did, though doubtless in different ways. And I suspect that they were founders or beginners of secret cults and magic traditions that outlasted the fall of Sauron.
Wait, what the fuck? Are you kidding me?
That last sentence also very cool. Like if they like in this potential that Tolkien's throwing out there. Not only did they fail, but they started cults that were stronger and lasted longer than Sauron.
More enduring than Sauron. They became the third and fourth Dark Lords.
Yeah, what the fuck?
The co-Dark Lord.
I want to hear more about that.
Yeah, I love just like I said, how he's talking about it like he doesn't fucking know.
Yeah, like he doesn't know.
It's like, hey, if you don't know, think about it for a little bit and make some shit up, dude.
I really don't know anything clearly about the two wizards.
Yeah, what the fuck?
Well, let's get into some of our KOT theories, as it were.
Here we go. Trev.
So I am totally cool with them failing and becoming evil, but I think that it would be more fun if they had turned on each other.
So these cults and secret sects of magic would be opposing religions?
Yeah, maybe they're opposing religions. Like we have the religion of Azure and the religion of Sapphire, and they're just going at each other.
Yeah, just like both different shades of blue, but
you're still the blue.
Still the blue. You're just trying to be the only one blue is the right blue though. There is only one.
Yeah.
There can be only one blue wizard.
One. Yeah. And that's, honestly, that's probably the reason why the forces of the East are kept at bay is because they're all too busy fighting amongst themselves.
So you think that they went over there and inadvertently started a civil war, but not with the purpose of disrupting Sauron, but ending up doing it anyway?
Right, because they're selfish and form cults.
Cool.
Yeah.
I like that theory. That's like a Coen Brothers movie or something. I love that shit.
I actually really dig that theory because that kind of takes the two versions of their like there's the earlier version.
Reconciles
yeah,
them.
there's the earlier version where they failed at everything they did and they turned evil. And then there's the later version where they did good and they had some significant effect on dulling the numbers out east.
Mm-hmm.
This combines those two
It combines
theories.
those two.
They fell and they dulled the numbers because they were fighting each other.
Yeah. ¿Por qué no los dos, Trevor?
That's what I'm saying.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Another fantastic Tolkieneering from Trevor. Thank you.
Way to go, Trev. You're earning your pay, that's for sure.
Yeah. Thanks.
Yeah. So the theory I had was, what if these two actually ended up falling in love and they just decided they wanted to move further south and leave the turmoil of Middle-earth's politics behind? Maybe that's why they did. Maybe they wanted to disappear.
So this is like Brokeback Mountain without such a sad ending, basically, is what you're saying.
Yep. Yeah. If they decided to leave everything and go off and live on their own, and ignore it all.
It's so funny. It reminds me of, I saw this thing one time about these two gay conversion counselors that had like a gay conversion camp together.
Okay.
And they one day decided that they were in love and they just stopped doing that and then just became like a gay couple.
Is this a real story?
Yeah, it really happened.
It sounds like a real story.
Yeah, I think it's probably happened more than once, I'm imagining, right?
Gay conversion camps are really good for two things. Giving people life-ending depression or solidifying their gayness tenfold.
Yeah, there you go.
Or both, really. I mean,
or both.
I guess.
Yeah. Fuck that. All that shit.
Fuck all that shit.
But yeah, I love your Brokeback Mountain ending. I love it.
Thank you. A little positivity thrown in there.
Yeah.
They just get over there. They're like, fuck this.
Yeah, they're like, fuck all this. All we want is to be with each other. And they fell in love. And maybe they went off to the, I don't know, that far sea out east. What was that inland sea?
Hellicare, I think.
The Sea of Rune?
Oh, Sea of Rune. You're thinking that one. Okay, yeah. Why not?
I mean, they were blue wizards. I think it would make sense if they settled somewhere wet.
Yeah. All right. Well, mine's a little bit more optimistic. Mine is that they ride so fucking hard for the Valar, and they are the coolest fucking servants ever, that when they hear of the downfall of Sauron, they're like, you know what? We thought when we got Melkor the first time, we thought it was over. And now, maybe we think it's over again and it ain't. So we better stay out here and hold down the fort, keep up the good fight, waiting for the next Dark Lord.
So you're thinking maybe we don't hear much from them because they're just busy working, heads down,
they're
doing the good work.
They're biding their motherfucking time. They're gonna emerge and lead the rebellion in the east and south against whatever evil comes next.
We do know from some of Tolkien's abandoned writings that there was going to be the reemergence of the cult of Morgoth.
The cult of Morgoth, yeah.
What if the saving grace was the two wizards coming out of the east against the cult?
Yo, why didn't Rings of Power hire us to write for that show?
Fuck? You want to make up your own lore? Let us help you a little bit. Make some good lore.
Yeah, you fucked up,
Are you guys familiar with the game Civilization?
Yeah, Civ,
Vaguely?
yeah.
Okay. So I like to think that they're actually over there, and like we don't hear anything about them, and then all of a sudden they're going to come out of the fog with like guns and shit. Like,
like what happened?
like they just got super technologically advanced over there, and they're like, "Bring me your Dark Lord."
Yeah, that'd be so fucking funny.
That'd be pretty badass.
Is he?
We have the technology now.
Yeah, that'd be so fucking funny. All right, guys. Well, that is all for Tolkien Mysteries Part 2. Or episode 2, I should say, rather.
Yeah.
Yeah, hopefully you like this shit, because we had so much fun doing this.
These are honestly one of our new favorite things.
Yeah.
It's fun. It's very fun. I like performing in that deep voice.
Yeah, it's very, they're weird, they're fun episodes to write, and they're fun episodes to perform, and
they're also fun to listen to.
Yeah, they're fun.
At least we hope you think that.
We hope that you think that.
We think that.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah, and it also, shout out to our editor, Rubru, because I know he's going to do a bang-up job on making this sound as awesome as episode 1.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks, bud. Hell yeah. Well, that's about all we've got for you today for today's mysteries. Don't forget to tune in next week for our Season 7 season finale. Our episode 95, it's going to be our holiday special for the year 2023.
Ooh, the holiday special.
The holiday special, yeah, my liver is already aching.
Yeah, prepare your livers. We're going to have a holiday special, boys.
And if you guys have listened to any of our past holiday specials, you know these are pretty fun.
I'll tell you all right now, I'm not going to get as drunk as last year. Last year was like on the very precariously placed on the edge of being a disaster. Because of my drunkenness.
You held in there, man. You held up good.
I hope to get either to that level or less. That's my goal.
Let's shoot for less.
Let's shoot for less, yeah. But at worst, that level. You know what I'm saying, Trev? Yeah.
I'm excited for this one in particular because I get to answer questions.
Yeah.
This is going to be a little bit of a change. It's going to be like it's kind of the same format, but rather than asking the questions, Trevor's going to be getting drunk with us and answering questions.
Yeah, and we're getting our homie Joe Vasky back on, and he's curating all the he and Trev's sister Virginia they're curating all the questions on our Discord
as we speak.
I don't know if that'll still be open by the time this episode comes out. Probably not. Sorry. But yeah, it's going to be a fun time.
We're excited to answer your questions.
Yes.
So tune in and have fun with us.
Yes. But that's all, guys. Thanks for listening to KOT Podcast. Subscribe to us wherever you get your podcasts. Stay up to date on new episodes. And please rate us or give us a nice review if you like us.
And as always, a big, big thank you to our patrons on Patreon. Subscribing on Patreon not only supports us, but can also bring you some exclusive Patreon content. So go check it out. That's www.patreon.com/KOT podcast. And of course, we also accept private one-time donations if that's more your speed. We have PayPal and other services, so just connect with us on your favorite social media, and we'll make something happen. We appreciate anything you're willing to offer.
Definitely check us out on our social media platforms. Like we talked about our Discord, where we're getting all the questions for our holiday special. If you want to make it in time next year for those questions, You know where to go. You know where to go now, and where to just hang out forevermore, because it's a really fun place to hang out. I check it regularly. We're all on there. So
we're all Discord junkies.
Yeah, we are all kind of Discord junkies. During the plague, that was how our friend group stayed together. I think the plague's definitely solidified Discord's place in society. Well, at least in our culture, our friend culture.
In a lot of people's
In
lives.
a lot of people's, yeah, in a lot of people, too. We'll have a link for our Discord in the description, so definitely come hang out with us. Please do. We're also on TikTok at keep_on_Tolkien_podcast. You can find us on X, formerly Twitter, at KOT Podcast. We're on Facebook at official Keep On Tolkien, and we're also on Instagram at Keep On Tolkien Podcast. We also have a merch store on Tmill. You can find us at keep-on-tolkien-podcast.tmill.com. We've got some cool stuff on there, like our shafted shirts, and I mean, there's all different kinds of things with our logo and whatnot. So if you want to rep some KOT,
and stickers and
dude,
it's pretty dope.
Go get it.
Yeah, if you want to put some of those stickers all up around Bismarck, North Dakota, which just became our #1 city. Thank you, Bismarck.
Thank you.
If you guys are from Bismarck, hit us up on the Discord. I want to talk to you guys because you guys are pretty close to us, and that's pretty cool.
Yeah, probably the closest in proximity.
Yeah, one of them. But yeah, let's sign off for the night. I'm Danny J.
And I'm Joel N.
I'm Trevor D.
And we are
Keep on Tolkien.
Aure and Tuluva. Did the mystery voice.
Felt very mysterious.
Thanks, dude. I think it's more spooky, but that's cool, Trev.
Yep.